Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about how we can solve some equations using nth roots. Okay, so I've done a previous video on what nth roots are, and I'll link that in the cards right now. So let's look at this video. It says to solve an equation of the form x to the n equals d, where x is an algebraic expression, we're going to take the nth root of each side of the equation. So we have 4 examples in this video that we're going to do, and essentially what we're going to do is isolate our variable. We're trying to isolate x. So we might need to undo some addition or subtraction and also undo squaring or cubing or raising a number to a certain power by taking that nth root. So let's jump right in. Number 1, we have 5x cubed equals 320. So I'm going to start off by dividing both sides by 5. So now I get x cubed is equal to, and we can do 320 divided by 5 to get 64. So we get x cubed is equal to 64. And now to undo cubing, we're going to take the cube root of both sides. So we take the cube root of x cubed, that gives us x, and we take the cube root of 64 and we get 4. Okay, so we need to remember how many different solutions or how many real solutions we should have depending on what our degree is. So here we had a degree of 3, right? We were cubing x, and so once we take the cube root of 64, we do only have one solution there, and it is x equals 4. All right, number 2. We have a quantity being raised to the 4th power here. So x plus 3 quantity to the 4th power is equal to 24. So unlike number 1, we're going to go ahead and undo the raising to the 4th power first. So we're going to take the 4th root of both sides, and that's going to leave me with just x plus 3. So now, when I do the 4th root, okay, I'm doing the 4th root, which is an even root, I need to take the positive and the negative value of the 4th root of 24. So in my calculator, I'm going to type math, and I'm going to hit the 5th option. And I've talked about, or I have a video on how to use the calculator to find the nth root, and I'll link that one in the cards right now if you want to know, if you want to see what I'm doing on my calculator. So I'm going to do the 4th root of 24. I'm going to hit enter. And so then we're going to subtract 3, okay? So now I get x is approximately, because when I take the 4th root of 24, it's not a perfect nth root. So now I'm going to subtract 3, and this one gives me negative 0.79. So that would be one of my solutions there. And then my other solution, we're going to say x is approximately. Now I'm going to do negative of the 4th root. So let me hit the button here, the 5th option. Okay, so we want negative, and the 4th root, so 4th root of 24, and we want this to be negative. Okay, so we hit enter. That gives me like negative 2.21, continuing on as a decimal, and then we're going to subtract 3, and this gives me negative 5.21. Right? And this is, once again, approximate because we don't have a perfect nth root there. All right, number 3, very similar to number 2, except for we are now going to undo by taking the cube root. So now once we do the cube root, we just have our one solution here. So we're going to do the cube root of negative 14, which is possible for us to do because we can do the cube root of a negative. We can do an odd root of a negative number. So now we get negative 2.41, continuing on as a decimal there. And then we are going, so I'll go ahead and write this right here. And then we're going to add 2. All right, so once again, we'll do approximate, add 2. And this gives me approximately negative 0.41. Okay, and our last one, number 4, we have 1/2 times x to the 5th equals 512. So we could divide both sides by 1/2, but let's go ahead and multiply by 2 because that's the same thing. So we get x to the 5th is equal to 512, that would be 1024, so 1024. And now we can undo by taking the 5th root of both sides. So this is going to be x is equal to, and let's go math once again, and we'll do the 5th root of 1024, and that gives us 4. Okay, and once again, we did an odd root there, so we only have that one solution. So that's how we can solve some equations using nth roots.